G'day, today we're playing Tinytopia in Teeter Town. Hopefully this should be a fun one because it looks like it's one of the balancing ones, which I imagine would be good fun. And so we want a population of 500, 3 coal plants, and 1,000 citizens is our big one. So this could be some good fun. These are, I think, the challenges that will make this game quite enjoyable. Okay, so I think that the way that we build this is you have to obviously work in complete balance. So we build him there, we build his counter up there, and then we wait a moment. They should just sort of come back to steady. I mean, what we can do to try and sort of just nudge it in the right direction is put him just about there. And just sort of let them center a bit more. Okay. So, first thing that we're going to want to do is get our apartment buildings going. But I think that what we're going to have to try and do this side by side. So we go 1. We also want to remember to put on our auto snap. Right, so now what we want is just a house on top of each of these. And I think we've just got to build the same thing again. No, we want to build another. Now, the thing is that you can see at the top, there's no money involved here, so there's no sort of demand to have anything any more urgently than just basically the speed that we're building at. So as in, like, we don't, we're not going to run out of money because of a way we're building. So what I'm going to do is continue this style of build, where the idea is that we're going to just try and stack as much people as we can as close to the center as possible. Now, obviously being right near that coal mine in the middle isn't ideal, but our intention is that we'll move that. Okay, now each of these can hold 170 people. So 170, 340 in one side, 640 in total. So if we were to build 2 more of those, that would take us to 960. So stack up a third time on top of these, because you can see how little movement there is by building this close to the center. And basically that's our strategy. Yeah, and the fact that basically no one has any jobs isn't a problem at this stage, because there's no taxes going out that are causing us any harm. Okay, what did I say, 960? So if we put should be another 50. Should be 1,000 people that can be built in those 2 towers. Okay. 600 jobs in a factory. But people don't like being near factories. So we would want these all the way out. Now again, this could be a real dangerous game. It's probably something I should have built straight off the bat if I was going that route. It does feel like it'd be the fastest way to try and get this. Let's try and be sneaky about this. I'll put him there, put that guy there. Keep playing, because that's just our population of 500. Now, happiness is probably going to be minimal at the moment, so let's try and get these a bit more happy, I suppose. So what we'll do is go... yeah, probably pushed myself too far there. I mean, I got 20% happy at least. Someone was happy for a moment in there. Cool, alright. So, what that will say is we need to definitely build from the outside in, I think. Is our ruler not going to recover from there? Let's see what we can do. Come on, ruler. So now what we'll do is we go, wait for this to swing sort of back, and then we say swing further back that way. We grab this guy and we swing him out here. We then grab okay, and then what we can do is just our slight adjustments of shifting these guys just a little bit further out. I don't know why he's so much heavier down that end. Maybe that fire weighs a bit. Okay, so this time what we'll do is we'll go officers in the middle. One more up top. Flush that out. Maintenance 120. It's really continuing to tip there. So what has that in so much heavier balanced? Now it's gonna hurt going back the other way. Okay, so this is more the fun of this, that sort of point where I've already got the sort of main challenge of this one. That was a bit too easy. Now having to throw this back and forth is good fun. Okay, so now we'll go building up again. It's interesting that once it does that sort of update, it's what throws it. I suppose that it must be just like just off center. It's my problem. Oh, I can always pick him up, sort of save. Oh, howdy. Okay. I think it did fully just fall off that, so it's no longer scented. That's my guess, but... I wonder actually if, as well, if I can just go, turf these guys. Or won't let me turf them. I just want the guys still just sitting down there. The one I need to keep on there. Okay. Now, the turbines aren't actually going to do that much in the way of sort of disturbing anyone, so this time what we want to do is go factories on the outside. And what we'll do is, I can't imagine that these guys are going to be too heavy. Apparently not too stable either. What about solar panels? I suppose they stay low to the ground at least, and it's way too much. Apparently they're way much down that end though. Okay, so what we want is we want one building built within that range, and then we want the other one built within that range. It might possibly well be the same range. So let's get building. 12 citizens. Sure, we've played around with mono blocks before. Let's have a look at them. Yeah, I think he's not going to really work for this. He's too unstable. Okay, I won't ask why that also needed the factory to go with it, but you're thinking I regret building those factories now at the very start. Okay, so let's go back to our coal plants, because they seem to be our best chance to actually stabilize this thing. Let's start off by putting a fire station in the middle and just... Doesn't really feel like the rule is necessarily either centered or sensitive to the movements that I'm making. Because surely if you're up here, then... There we go. You can get rid of all those fires either. Fire's going to be there. This fire station's no longer available. There we go. Okay. So, housing. building nice and quick. Trying to offset this weird tip that we've got in favor of those police stations just because we... Unless that's how heavy that fire was, I guess. How am I not just... Is there a way to just delete stuff? Oh, that's overkill now. I mean, annoyingly, the easiest solution here is that I could just quit and then just start again and try and get that one. Which if I just went, yeah, it's annoying, but we just go restart. Let's try this again. Okay. So, I think I said last time that I think that what my mistake was that I needed to go from the inside out. I think that's wrong, actually. Sorry, from the outside in, where I sort of started to suddenly make my lunges. But I actually think it's the other way. I think that what we need to do is start from the inside, work our way out. I'm not sure what sort of mess I've made here. It's just because auto snap's not kicking in. So, move some of these guys out of the way. We figure out why they're not clicking. So that's because these guys here have just become a bit more than what the ones below them actually want. Oh. What button did I press? Alright, let's restart again. Okay, this time auto snapped. Just be with me from the get-go, please. Thank you. Alright, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we go 1, 2, 3. Next build. Then we center it off, and that should be our first one. Okay, now that is work available 500. Great. So all we got to do is just build that on top of that again. $1,000 jobs. Okay, so next we want houses. So if we go apartment, we can go right in front of it. Oh, am I off center? Why are you continuing to tip? There's nothing about the way this works that should mean that you need to go back that way. That's not going to work there either. I feel like potentially I'm doing this build the opposite way around to what you should do it. Because if you were looking at the back, you would be able to see your line markers, and that would probably give you a better indication of how close to center you actually are. What we'll do is we'll build like we did in our first build. One thing I will say for this though is that it is at least the first level where it's had to make me restart and think about what I'm doing. It's good to see that the game is starting to throw that sort of challenge at you. Have I just been building the wrong thing up here? Yeah, I have. Oops. Alright. So... there we go, that's how I destroy buildings. Okay. So that's my 600 and... that was 640 people. So then this apartment building here will be my 960. Done that wrong too. Actually, I reckon it's now it is easier to just smash stuff out than move it. Especially when I'm not having to pay for it. Now they have 10 citizens in them each. I know last time I did do those, but I think if we just go... basically what we want, I think, is the stable block. That's what we're going to get out of this guy. Alright, so what we'll do now is see if we can then build our emergency services to cover these guys. Basically in the same area. And even though we need to do the coal plants, that is back burner. We don't need to worry about that yet. What we can do is we can try and give... so they're happy. So we've just got the coal plants to go now. And what we can do is, the thing is, there's no requirement to the coal plants other than have the coal plants. So now we can just go 1, 2, 3. Done. And that's the order that we were supposed to do that level in. Good fun. I did quite enjoy that, even though I struggled. I would more blame myself for the struggles of that one. But certainly much more of a fun challenge than the ones prior to it. And hopefully it suggests that there's going to be a bit more fun coming beyond it. But till next time, catch you later. See ya.